In the vast, silent expanse of space, astronauts Brian Harper and Jacinda Jo Fowler were on a routine mission, maintaining satellites and conducting experiments. Everything was calm and ordinary until a dark, swarm-like entity appeared out of nowhere. The particles moved with an eerie intelligence, attacking their shuttle with brutal efficiency. The entity ripped through the ship, causing catastrophic damage and leaving a trail of destruction. Brian desperately tried to save his fellow astronaut but failed. The horrific memory of the event seared into his mind as the entity vanished as quickly as it had appeared. Back on Earth, Brian's career took a nosedive. No one believed his account of the bizarre attack, and he was dismissed from NASA in disgrace. Joe, who managed to rise through the ranks, became a high-ranking NASA executive but couldn't shake the memories of that fateful day. Meanwhile, conspiracy theorist K.C. Houseman stumbled upon strange lunar activity, convinced that the moon's orbit was deteriorating. His repeated warnings were dismissed as the ramblings of a crackpot, leaving him frustrated and desperate. With nowhere else to turn, K.C. reached out to Brian, hoping that the former astronaut would take him seriously. Reluctantly, Brian agreed to look at the data, his curiosity piqued by the compelling evidence pointing to a looming disaster. In the midst of this unfolding crisis, Brian's personal life was equally turbulent. His estrangement from NASA had also strained his relationship with his teenage son, Sonny. Struggling with his father's fall from grace and the ridicule it brought, Sonny found himself in trouble with the law, teetering on the edge of a downward spiral. Despite the distance between them, Brian's love for his son never wavered. As the world began to unravel, the impending disaster forced Brian to confront his responsibilities as a father. Determined to make things right, he reached out to Sonny, hoping to mend their fractured bond before it was too late. The urgency of their mission to save Earth became intertwined with Brian's desperate need to reconnect with his son, adding another layer of emotional stakes to their already perilous journey. Jo's worst fears were confirmed when she discovered undeniable proof that the moon was on a collision course with Earth. Panic spread across the globe as tidal waves and gravitational anomalies began to wreak havoc, causing widespread destruction and chaos. Desperate to find a solution, Jo reconnected with Brian, reigniting his sense of duty and determination. Together with KC, they formed an unlikely team, ready to confront the unthinkable. Jo faced a maze of bureaucratic obstacles, fighting tooth and nail to launch a mission to the moon as Earth's situation grew increasingly dire. Every second counted, and the trio knew the fate of billions rested on their success. The day of the launch was fraught with tension and unforeseen challenges. As they prepared for liftoff, technical malfunctions and last-minute glitches threatened to delay the mission. Jo, Brian, and KC worked feverishly to resolve the issues, their nerves frayed but their resolve unbroken. The countdown continued, each second a heartbeat of urgency. Just as it seemed all hope might be lost, the rocket roared to life, flames and smoke billowing as it ascended into the sky. The world watched in anxious anticipation, their collective breath held as the team embarked on their perilous journey. The moon loomed larger as they approached, revealing ancient structures and the ominous presence of the dark swarm. The mission was just beginning, and the fate of humanity hung in the balance.